Welcome to this episode of Inside The Muzic. Today we're speaking with Nomad. How's it going?
Good.
Very good, thank you.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Yeah. Good.
So why don't you introduce yourself and your role in the band?
I'm Cullen. I play bass and vocals.
I'm Asha. I play the electric guitar and vocals.
I'm Will. I sing, vocals, and play guitar and synth.
Quite a diverse mixture there.
He sings and vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Not many people can do that.
Same time.
Yeah.
So how did you guys get together?
So we started in high school. We started singing together. We started doing barbershop music, so no instruments at all, and we kind of met through singing lessons. We had the same singing teacher. You just kind of get thrown into those things when you're in high school. And then we eventually couldn't find like a fourth member because you need 4 to do barbershop. So we kind of decided to try something else, but still keep the harmonies that we'd learnt. So we ended up just starting to play guitar. And then slowly we just added things, and then we started to just sound more like a rock band, but we just kept our harmonies that we'd learnt from the barbershop. And from there we just did Rock Quest and started to meet people and write songs, and then it just grew from there naturally.
So how did you guys do at Rockquest then?
We got to the national final.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sweet. We won the Canterbury regional final.
Yeah.
And got into the, what was it, top 6 bands? Was it?
Yeah,
I think it was six
six
bands
bands.
and 2 solo. There was 2 solos at the finals in Auckland at the time in 2013, I think it was.
Yeah.
And we didn't place in that, but it was still an awesome experience. Rockquest is so cool, and we've gone back there a few times to do guest band things, and yeah, it was cool.
Nice. So what exactly drew you towards the singing in the first place?
Just individually.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so hard.
I think, yeah, we've all had pretty musical families, I think. Not in a sense, like none of my parents played instruments or anything, but they've just always had music on in the background. And my older brother picked up guitar when he was probably 8, and he's 3 years older than me, so he inspired me to play guitar. And I guess singing sort of came along with that as well.
Yeah, I think for me it was the same with my brother learning an instrument and me wanting to, you always want to be as cool as your older brother, and you're trying to catch up all the time. But
Yeah.
I think just hearing music and just wanting to try it yourself, or I guess it's like anything. If you like the look of a painting, you'd try to do it yourself if you were drew to it, So, so yeah, I don't know. I think just wanting to replicate it was probably what drew me to it. Yeah.
What about you?
I was probably sort of a mixture of both of you guys, family who are really musical, and I'm in a family of 6 who all play instruments and sing, so I sort of was forced into it. Yeah, so I didn't really have a choice, but
Never enjoyed it.
yeah, I just hate it.
So
But
did you have a family band?
I did one at one
Yeah.
stage actually. Yeah, I played a gig in Christchurch, and
Didn't you play the Crusade? You
I did
played
that as
halftime
well,
at the
yeah.
Crusaders.
I was
Hey.
my family and I were like the Crusaders singers.
Yeah.
Yeah, go red and black. So yeah, that was quite funny. But yeah, that was the early days. Yeah, not as cool as that anymore, unfortunately.
Ah, you guys seem pretty cool. You're doing quite a lot of festivals. Like
Yeah.
just going through your Facebook, you're playing in like Queenstown Winter Festivals. You played Homegrown, 2 years in a row.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even,
Years in a row,
even
yeah.
helped with the old headliner.
yeah,
that was
Yeah.
That was good fun.
Yeah. No,
Play some Drake.
Yeah.
we've been lucky to have been supported by all of the New Zealand festivals. We've played at Rhythm and Vines now, and Homegrown, Winterfest, and all of those ones, which is awesome.
Yeah,
They're all so it's so much fun playing at those, and then getting to watch all the acts afterwards. It's like a real win, I think.
Yeah.
Do you have a favourite festival that you've played at so far?
I think all the ones we've played at have been pretty, well run, and they've all, like it being a young band in New Zealand, like they've all sort of
Yeah.
supported us when not a lot of people have. So it's been quite good, for us having all these big festivals, support us, and
Yeah, Homegrown's pretty sweet. We get treated.
we get treated
Homegrown
well.
treats artists really, really well. So
Yeah, but so do all
So,
of them.
yeah,
at
so
that
do all of
point,
them, but-
Yeah.
I'd say Homegrown for vibe, and I think
I
it
don't-
must
yeah.
it must be either Wellington or the people who just go to Homegrown, our music appeals to them because that's
Yep.
when we draw the biggest crowds at festivals. So
Yeah,
for
for
us,
sure.
we always had like an awesome crowd to play to, which is just makes the whole thing really fun.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
So with a lot of big, big crowds and things, do you guys have any horror stories of performances? Anytime something's gone
We've been
horribly
pretty
wrong?
lucky, actually. We haven't had any terrible ones.
What's
Well,
a
d-
Yeah, there's always little things that are just funny that go wrong, and that's just playing live music. But
we've had a few close calls.
we did a gig. We opened for Hanson when they came to the country, and we went there and we turned up for our sound check about 40 minutes before the doors opened, and they forgot to read the other side of our rider, our tech rider. So we turned up, no amps, no drum kit and
Just
stuff,
no
and we're
backline,
just
yeah.
like, and we're just waiting for about 5 minutes, just waiting for them to bring it out and stuff.
Yeah.
We're like, is this gonna come out? So we thought we were gonna have to play just like acoustically,
Yeah.
but luckily,
Last
thanks
minute.
to a couple of friends in Auckland, we got it all together and
Yeah.
we did it
that was-
eventually.
yeah.
But like
With
in the gig,
yeah,
the
short
gig we just
sound
were
check.
so like out. You know, we
That was
weren't
pretty rough,
we
yeah.
didn't have our heads in the game, so we were a bit rough. But that was probably the worst.
Yes.
That was probably the closest we've gotten to a disaster. But
that was stress level 10. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Like
man.
so close to a full-on meltdown.
it's funny. It's funny now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny now. But I think we did all right for the
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. I remember we just turned around, was like, "Boys, we're going acoustic." And
Yeah.
we just had a little laugh and
Yeah.
got on with it.
It all worked
yeah.
out in the end, though. So.
Just
It would have worked out quite well with the whole genre of the show anyway.
Totally.
probably.
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have been that bad
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Who knows? You could have been the architect of big change. Hanson unplugged.
Yeah. Oh man.
Nice. So you guys have just released an album, haven't you?
Sure have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure have.
How's it?
Yeah.
How's it going? How's it been received?
I think it's been received really well. I think, so we've been a band we've been releasing music for 3-4 years or something like that. And we've just done singles in the past that appeal to the radio a lot of the time. So just from us personally, we were so stoked to be able to produce something and put something out that's like a lot more ambitious and a lot more challenging musically. And I think our fans have appreciated that we've done that as well, and everyone's enjoyed listening to music that is still the same and is hopefully still as hooky as our old stuff, but is just a little bit more interesting, or a little bit more thoughts gone into it. But yeah, I think people are into it. We've
Yeah.
had good feedback. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your singles have done quite well. Didn't you just go gold certified on one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just
I know, my mind.
went gold for Oh My My, which was awesome. Yeah.
What is
crazy.
gold in New Zealand? Is it like 15,000?
15,000, yeah.
It's 15.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
And especially in the
So
days
cool.
of,
Yeah.
of like YouTube and Spotify, I think it's
No one
awesome.
really buys music
Yeah.
these days, but
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
Cool. Exciting.
So you say the album was a bit more ambitious. Like, in what way?
Just in terms of the production and how willing we were to kind of push ourselves and make things sound weirder than we would have in
and
the past.
not having to cater to like
Yeah.
a radio pop single, like being able to have like a longer song and have lots of
Yeah.
space in a song and
I think
have
we,
it not as hooky as
yeah. I think we just sort of like went into it with a completely different approach. Like usually with our singles we'd go in and then if we had a weird kind of like synthy atmospheric sound, we'd be like, oh, that wouldn't work too well on
Yeah.
a single and all this stuff. But when we went into the studio for the album, it was just like we could just completely go out of our comfort zones and
we sort of
Yeah.
had full creative freedom. With
yeah.
it. Yeah.
It was really fun, like being able to like do like write album tracks and write a couple of like low key like acoustic tracks and all that sort of thing, and then still have like your big poppy hooks and all that. But no, I really enjoyed it personally. Like a lot, like it was a lot more. What's the word?
For me, it was a lot more
What's the word?
rewarding than
That's the word.
producing the
Yeah.
other one.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks, buddy.
Good teamwork.
Yeah, good work, Will.
So what was it like recording an album? Is it different? Much more harder?
It was for us, like we're saying, it was so fun because what we listen to a lot of the time isn't like radio singles. You know, we listen to all the really long, dramatic tracks that are really like, I don't know, that are really ambitious, and just the bands that we love do whatever they want, and they do things in weird ways, and they're trying to push things further and all of that. So it was cool to just be able to go in and just kind of do whatever we want and take our time on.
Yeah,
on
that's what I was going to say. We had lots of time in the studio. I think we had over like 15 days in the studio altogether.
Yeah, easy.
And for all our other singles, we'd just done a day in the studio for each song. So it was cool having like long periods in the studio and just being able to take your time on the sounds. So yeah.
So you're saying you guys have, different influences to I suppose what your music sound like, your singles on the radio. What exactly are your influences then?
For this album, we listened to lots of Phoenix and lots of The National and bands like Radiohead and 1975. And we listened to some old stuff. We listened to some Fleetwood Mac and all sorts of things. But yeah, a lot of kind of indie rock, I'd say, is what we listen to.
UMO and bands like that. Yeah, for sure.
So what is the end game for you guys? What are your ambitions?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't think we have like one thing where we're like, we just want to make it to the music awards in America or something like that. But I think all we really want to do is just be able to just play shows, hopefully to lots of people, and just keep writing music and recording music, and like we're saying, how this album felt compared to what we've done in the past. Like we've been pushing ourselves, and like it was more ambitious. We'd like to, I'm sure, do that again and keep pushing ourselves and challenging our fans and that sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But just as long as we could keep just writing music and playing music, we'd be happy, and just growing, and yeah.
So do you think now that you've released the album and your fans can get accustomed to the slightly different sounds, do you think you'll be more ambitious in your singles in the future, or is it just going to be album releases? Like, will you try release a non-radio friendly song to the radio?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's really interesting now because it's the position that we're in. We've just released everything we've got. If we didn't release it, we didn't think it was good enough, so it won't be released. So right now we're back to square one in terms of the songs that people haven't heard. So it's interesting because we can like step back and actually look at what we want to do in the future, which is interesting. But I'm sure we'll want to keep pushing, and yeah, I definitely like the idea of challenging what can be on the radio. It's a cool concept for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely quite limited what you hear on the radio these days.
Yeah, of course.
You only hear certain set things, certain set bands.
For sure.
Yeah.
Totally. And the radio is good, like pop radio, everyone kind of enjoys it a little bit, even if you're too cool and you're like, oh, I don't like the radio.
Yeah.
You have to appreciate some of the like pop songs. We always have pop songs that just like just sneak into our minds, and we're like, we actually really like this song.
Yeah.
It's mostly like the worst ones are the ones where we're like, man, I actually really like this.
Yeah,
like
super catchy.
They sneak up on you.
Picking up little things like little synth lines or little effects, vocal effects and stuff that will really like get our attention. It's a lot different to like how we used to listen to the radio. We used to listen to just like like choruses and just like the standard stuff. But I think we're sort of looking into it a lot more depth now, which is fun. It's fun. Yeah.
So does that feed into how you guys write your songs? Just you hear something that inspires you and you work from that, or?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it definitely is for me. Like, it's like quite it's like you hear something and then for me, I always want to have my own like take on it, or you imagine how it would, if it's something that's striking and it's something new that you haven't really heard before, you always want to kind of try it yourself, or it's just like anything new, you want to give everything a go. But yeah, musically it's cool if you hear a band doing something that's crazy or using some sound that you haven't heard before, it's really intriguing, and you definitely want to kind of give it a go yourself, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So what is your songwriting process? Lyrics first?
It's different
Get a
every
riff first?
time. Like sometimes one of us could bring a half-written song to the band, and then that sort of process is skipped already. But then sometimes we'll sit in a room and we'll have someone have like a cool guitar line, or someone have a cool melody,
Yeah.
or someone have a cool lyric or whatever. We don't really have like a certain way of writing songs, so it sort of keeps it open, keeps it free, so we can.
Yeah.
But we don't have to be like, oh no, we're not that yet. You know, we have to do this first. So we just sort of get in a room and vibe it out, see what works. You know. And
Yeah, but I think usually we do have music first. I think we do vocal lyrics after,
yeah.
or at the same time, like sort of working them out. A lot of the time, I feel when you're working out melodies and you just randomly sing something, and then you can, if you randomly sing a lyric, and then you can just base it around that lyric.
It's a lot easier,
like
right?
yeah,
To get the
around that
phrasing,
idea,
and stuff. Because sometimes you can get a really cool melody, but you can't get like words to phrase it right.
Yeah.
And then it's just like you have to change that. Or so yeah, everything. As we said before, just like any old order, you know, any old way we can do it as long as we get a song out of it. Yeah.
So you've played with a lot of bands at the moment, with all the festivals you've done. Has there been a favourite group that you guys have played with or seen?
Oh, okay. We can think of this. Can we?
Someone that we've played with. Man.
Marlon
Yes,
Williams.
Marlon
Yeah,
Williams.
that's what I was thinking before.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
we played with him quite a few years
Ages
back.
ago.
What year would that have been?
2014?
14 or 15? But the stuff, his new album was like great. So I think we haven't seen him play in a while though, but we'd love to see him
Again.
again.
Yeah, he was
play with him again.
definitely up there. It's hard, you know. It was like obviously you see so many bands. It's quite hard to like pinpoint one because there are obviously so many great bands that like you see and that are on all the same festival lineups as what we've played and stuff. So we'll have to come back to you with that one, I think. But Marlon for now.
Yeah.
Marlon for now.
Yeah.
All right, we'll save the rest of the answer for the part 2.
Yeah, part 2 exactly.
So if you could play with anyone, then who would you play with?
Phoenix.
Anyone in the world.
Anyone in the world.
Alive or dead?
Let's go live for now.
Alive.
We'll go
for
live.
now.
We'll go live.
Stick to
For
what's
me?
scientifically possible.
No, you go first. No, you go first.
I don't know.
I would
wow.
be Phoenix or Bon Iver. Like, I'm 50-50. I'm right in the middle between them right now. So that's also another part 2 thing we'd have to ask. But,
Oh wow,
There you go.
that's such a hard. I'm just trying to think of like
Yeah, because there's
a
so many
legend
that-
who's still alive.
Yeah, true.
Oh man.
Radiohead would be cool. They're
Yeah,
legends.
Radiohead would be
Yeah.
cool. Man, it's hard. It's really hard. I don't even know if I can give an answer.
it'll be Bon Iver for you. Come on. Come on.
For now, I'd say yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to play with Bon Iver.
All right, what about dead then?
Dude,
Um,
probably Elvis. I'd say Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis. I'm with you. Elvis.
maybe
He's so cool.
all 4 Beatles.
Oh, awful.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm in the middle again.
Changing your
Yeah.
answer.
So I'm pretty indecisive, but yeah. Beatles, live Beatles, or Elvis.
Actually, maybe if it was someone alive, I'd perform with Kendrick Lamar. That would be fun.
Yeah, Will's like rap side
I'm a
album.
big
Yeah.
rapper.
Yeah. As you can see.
Yeah.
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 Totally.
Who would you play with?
Who would I play with? I would probably go with Queen.
Queen.
Okay, yeah.
That's a good choice.
Yeah,
We've been talking about Queen today, actually.
I can see that.
Yeah, you can't go past Freddie Mercury's voice.
Yeah, fair
man.
enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing on the road at the moment?
So we just played a gig at Galatos in Auckland, which was awesome. It's always cool to get a crowd along in Auckland because we're from Christchurch, and it's like a little bit scary when we put our tickets up for sale because we're like, oh no, I hope people actually come. But we had like an awesome turnout, which was cool, and just lots of people we know as well turned up, which was awesome. But we're going to Tauranga, then Napier, then Wellington, then Christchurch, and that will wrap up our whole album release tour. And then we're going over to Germany and then London to do some gigs as well, which should be awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Any festivals over there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Couldn't tell you the names
Yeah,
of them
no,
because
it's
I
like-
don't speak German, but the long names.
Schlossen
Schlossschlenfest.
is that's
Schloss,
that's
Schlossgrabenfest.
Schlossgrabenfest.
And
Schlossgrabenfest.
yes.
one that's called something like Hasenkutfest or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So we're
tough.
playing at those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone,
If
check
you
them
want to buy
out.
tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, good. And, well, what else is in store for the future of the band?
That
Undecided.
for the moment, it's like we've released our album. We're just doing all of the gigs we can to bring attention to the album and that sort of thing. And Germany and London are kind of, that's like what we're putting all of our attention onto, and just what we're kind of looking forward to in the future. And then we'll see where when we come home after that, we'll see where we sit, and we might be going back a few months later,
See what
or
happens over there.
we might get a couple of gigs here, or we'll just see how it goes. But for now, we're just focusing on that and just do as good of the job as we can over there, and hopefully some German people and some English people are into our music.
I suppose I should ask, you guys have been same lineup for a while, known each other since school. Have you not gotten sick of each other yet? Traveling the road all the
We
time.
do sometimes.
We do.
And you can tell I was in the hotel room, separate rooms, on our laptops.
I think
It was-
we're just so comfortable with each other that it's like we could just sit in a room completely silent and not say anything, and it
like
would
it's
be
not
weird.
awkward. It's
Yeah.
not awkward. We could just sit in a room. Like,
Yeah.
we don't have to like try hard to, talk or anything.
We do
It's
some
just
weird stuff too. Just some
like what, Dylan?
you guys don't want to know. It's just some weird
You
stuff.
kind of need to give some examples now that
Yeah,
you've
you
seen
need
that.
to-
Now it's
examples,
going to
Phil.
sound like too weird. Some examples.
Want to hear this as well?
Dug myself into a hole
Yeah.
here, haven't I?
What do you do, Callum?
Now we've got the awkward silence.
I don't know. Weird stuff. I'll leave
You
it at
screwed
that.
us all.
I've screwed us all. I've screwed us all.
Screw us up.
Alrighty, let's go out on a high. So you guys are going to be doing a little performance for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us what songs you're picking? And
What song should we do?
We'll do.
So we're going to do the first song we wrote off our new album, which is a song called All of My Heart.
Yeah.
It's a song we had. It was like a true, like one of the like most truest co-writes, because someone brought a verse and someone else brought a chorus and a verse kind of thing. And yeah, it was the first one that was like a different sound to everything else we'd done in the past. It was a lot closer to how we wanted to be, and then from there it was like the next song we wrote off the album was, we were comparing it to this one, All of My Heart, and the next one comparing it back to it, and so this one's probably the one that shaped the sound for the whole album, I
Yeah, it
think.
was just a step in another direction, sort of.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
all right.
Cool.
Sweet.
Thank you for having a chat with us, and all the best with the rest of your tour.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
man.
much. Cheers for having us.
No worries.
Hey, we're Nomad, and we're going to perform a song of ours called All in My Heart, which is the first song we wrote off our brand new album. Lately I've been forgetting all the times I couldn't stay away. And lately I've been regretting everything. And every time you try to teach me, I'll never learn. I follow my heart, and you got it all. You got a piece of my heart. I'm a wreck. I'm falling apart. You got all of my heart. You got all of my heart. You got all of my heart. You got all. Maybe I've been pretending. I can't stand the way you say my name. Maybe I am not getting over you now. I would die to hear you say
got it all, you got a piece of my heart. I'm a wreck, I'm falling apart. You got all of my heart. You got all of my heart. You got all of my heart. You got all